Hello students, welcome back to computer science class. So last class we have done uh, for loop. So I just want to highlight the key points of for loop that you all have done. Okay, number one, the for loop in Python is used to iterate. It iterates values from a range. We have seen the range function. Okay, then strings. I've shown you all the application of strings. We have still not learned lists or tuples or dictionary, but we can use the for loop with all of these. Is something you should know. It's a piece of information that is important. Okay, so for loop helps us to iterate values from a list, iterate values from a range of values, comma, string, comma, list, comma, tuples, comma, dictionary. Okay. Other function is the else statement is optional. Else statement in a for loop is optional, and it will be executed after all iterations of the for loop are over. After all the iterations of for loop are over, you will see that the else statement is executed, not before that. Clear? Third point to remember for loop is repeated execution of a set of statements is called iteration. Fourth, the loop variable contains the highest value of the list after the for loop is over. The loop variable contains the highest value of the list after the for loop is over. Of course. So the last value that the loop control variable, that is I or CS or whatever you're using in the for loop, when you're making the loop, and the variable that you give that time, that value, when the for loop ends, it will always end when it has the highest value inside it. In case of a range, when it reaches the stop point, so when it reaches 4 or 10. In case it's a string, when it reaches the last value of the string, that value is there in that I or CH. Okay, so the loop variable contains the highest value of the list after the for loop is over. Fifth, value of the loop variable, whichever you are using, cannot, very important, cannot be assigned, or you can use the word defined, whichever word you understand, beforehand. You can't give it value before the loop. Okay, it will take value on its own from the list of values. Okay, Okay. Now we already know the range function. So we are going to start with a new loop today, which is a while loop. Today you're going to learn the while loop. Now, a while statement in Python executes a block of code repeatedly as long as the test or the control condition of the loop is true. Okay. So today we are going to learn the while. So in a while loop, okay, in the for loop, how it used to work is it used to run for a number of times that you expect it to. If I said for range 3, it would run 3 times, 0, 1, and 2 would be the values. If I give for I in string ABC, it will run A, B, C. So 3 times again. That is how for loop runs. That means it ran for a fixed number of times. Okay, but there are some conditions in which we can't use a for loop. We have to use a condition in which, uh, okay, live example for you. For example, let's say we go to race course and I tell the person take 10 rounds. That is for loop. Okay, I have told him the number of times and he will keep taking rounds till 10 rounds are over. Okay, but let's say if someone comes to ask me directions of some place and I want to tell him, keep going straight till you see a signal, then turn right. So now I don't know, I can't tell him, after 5 minutes or 10 minutes or after 2 or 3 steps or 10 steps because it may change. It may change from person to person. Yes? So what if I tell him, keep going straight, when you see a signal, you take a right. That is, I have given a condition to him that when you see a signal, that means till he doesn't see a signal, he will keep going straight. Only when he sees the signal, he's going to take a right turn. Similarly, in the while loop, you can say while loop is like it's a control condition loop. Control condition meaning the body of the code, the body of the loop will run repeatedly till the condition given is true. The minute the condition becomes false, the loop will stop. Okay, so if the condition is true, the body of the loop is executed. Okay, the control condition of the loop is tested and the loop continues as long as that condition will remain true. When the test outcome of this condition becomes false, the loop is not entered again and the control is transferred to the statement immediately after the loop. Okay, so I will give you one example over here. Let's say I want to display numbers 1 to 10, but not after 10. So I will say, let's say I equals to 1. Okay. For had a loop variable, while does not have a loop variable. So I'm going to say while I is less than or equal to 10. This is my condition that I have given. While I is less than or equal to 10. This is my condition that I have given, that while this part is true. Okay, remember we have done these comparative and relative assignment operators and stuff. Okay, so while this is true, while this statement stands true, that is i's value is less than or equal to 10, I want you to print it. Okay. Over here, it doesn't end, but pay lots of attention over here because this is a mistake that happens and you will make an infinite loop if you do this mistake. Okay, and it will happen. So making the mistake, I am not bothered about. That is fine. That is a learning process. But not being able to solve your mistake, or not being able to identify your mistake. That I am scared of. Okay. So make sure you are able to identify your mistake or at least realize, okay, there is the mistake is in this statement over here. And that will make you a fantastic programmer. Okay. So while I is less than equal to 10, is going to print I. Now look at this logic over here. I have given value of I as 1 and I is less than equal to 10. So 1 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it will print I. You'll go back. I keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it because the value of I doesn't change anywhere. So over here, I'm going to say I plus equal to 1. Plus equal to is augmented assignment operator. I have told you. I plus equal to 1 is as good as I equals to I plus 1. Okay. As good as writing this entire line. So I'm going to say I plus equals to 1. Okay. And then when I will run this, it will not be an infinite loop. Let's run it and check it first. We need to save it. We are doing the while loop today. Yes. And let's remove this and check so that I can show you all what mistakes can happen. The value of I doesn't change only. It's an infinite loop. It will run, it will keep running because while I is less than equal to 10, so 1 is less than equal to 10. And we are not changing the value of 1. It's an infinite loop. Okay? Don't change the value outside. Won't make a difference then. Has to be inside. Is I plus equal to 1. So difference between for loop and while loop. First, let's look at the similarities. Both of them help us to run a set of statements repeatedly. For loop, it has a loop variable which is automatically generated values. Okay, and it doesn't look for any condition to get into the loop. All it requires is value. In the while loop, it's a entry level loop. So at the entry of that while loop, you check for the condition. If that condition is true, you are allowed to enter the loop. While loop does not have a loop variable, and hence the values inside the loop statement does not change any variable unless we explicitly do it. And hence, whichever variable you are using in the condition statement, you should, as a thumb rule, make sure it is edited inside the while loop somewhere. If it's not edited anywhere, it will become an infinite loop because the condition will not change. The value of the variable will remain the same as it is not auto-generated. Okay? Have you understood this? Okay. So we'll do some more while statements so that you understand this concept a little better. Okay? This is one. I hope you all are writing these down because I'm just going to be doing overlooping it over here only. Okay, I'm gonna just for easy understanding, I'm changing the value. I'm changing the name to counter. I'm making it 0. Then I'm saying while my counter is less than 3. While my counter is less than 3, I'm going to print inside loop. Okay, and then I'm going to come out and change the value of counter plus equals to 1. So counter equals to counter plus 1. Okay. So in this program, the loop control variable counter is initialized with 0. You can't really call it a loop control variable because it's not auto-generated. So basically, the variable control is assigned or initialized with the value 0. In the while loop, every time the while loop will run, it will check if the value of counter is more than 3. The value will keep executing till the value of counter reaches 3. Every time the loop gets executed, the message inside loop will be displayed, and followed it, the next line, the value of counter will be incremented per iteration. So the loop will iterate for 3 times, and it will terminate at the value of the counter becoming 3. Okay. Okay. So while counter is less than 3, counter plus equals to 1. So 3 times we went inside the loop, and then we stopped at the 4th time. Same thing if I had to do in the for would be very different. In for, I will say for counter in range 3. I cannot give value to counter beforehand, and I will not have to increase the value. Again, I got the same output. Okay. And if I have to change this for loop into while loop, what am I going to do? I'm going to say while. Then I have to give a condition, that is while my counter is less than 3. I have to go up and I have to assign the value, go inside, and I have to increment the value. Don't forget to do either of these 2 statements. Okay? Okay, so now let's say I want to keep displaying hello till the gender of the person is girl. The minute it becomes boy, I don't want to say hello. Funny, I know, I cannot think of a better program right now. So let's say I say over here, initially, just to begin, I'm going to say gender equals to female. F. Okay, just to begin with. And then I'm saying while gender equals to female. I want to say hello. Else, I don't want to say hello. Okay, so while the gender equals to female, I'm saying hello. But I am not changing the value of gender still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write gender because I'm reassigning the value, and I'm taking it from the user. So I'm telling the user input, enter F or M. Okay, now enter F or M. So if I say F, it will say hello again. It's again asking me F or M. The minute I will write M, it will stop. Have you understood the while loop now? So I have to initialize the variable. I have to assign the value. I have to reassign the value inside the while loop. And over here, I have to give the condition for which the while loop has to be running. Okay, so this is a conditional loop. For loop is an iteration loop where we know the fixed number of times we want the for loop to run. Okay, so practice these three things. Next class, that is tomorrow, I'm going to be doing the percentage program with you all again. So we are going to do percentage of 5 students, not 1 student, 5 students. Okay. So till then, stay home, stay safe, take care, and keep learning. Thank you.